Hi everyone, Robert Peak here with my latest build, which is a ukulele made out of a biscuit tin, or what we might call a cookie tin in America. Do a little sound check first and then tell you about the history of this, which is, a bit of a personal history to this one. So this, as you can see, is made from a vintage biscuit tin. I got the tin first, and then I got a hold of this neck, kind of an iconic 50s style neck, with the neck sort of carved back there. And I wanted to put the two together, but I didn't have a reason to, and I ran out of space on my wall. I ran out of hooks for ukuleles. Then I discovered one of my wife's oldest friends recently took up the ukulele. So I was thrilled to offer to make this for her. So this is for Kate, as you can see, personalized for her, custom made. When I think of this is a very kitschy kind of 50s 60s tin. When I think of the 50s and 60s, I think of tin, right? I think of tinned foods and the convenience of that, and I think of plastic. So to sort of help with some of the rougher bits when you cut tin, and also just to kind of trim it out, I did use this kind of cream-colored ABS plastic that matches the little roses on here, as well as a bit of paint and a bit of also French polishing, some kind of perloid little tuners here, which is fun. But the main thing is that this was a tricky or an interesting build, because I didn't take the traditional approach, which is to basically take a long piece of wood and carve a kind of resting cradle for the main resonating element, the tin, which is also often what you do actually with banjos, with the round kind of head of a banjo. So instead, I used an approach more like a coordinator rod, with a threaded rod going right through the instrument here, which meant that I really had to work to get the neck straight and level with the tin top itself. So there are three connecting points: the main rod, which you can see ends here in an acorn nut, a point below it, and then this kind of resting point, which again is this ABS plastic that's just been shaped to fit the curve here. Standard kind of tie block, painted it to match the rest, with a fairly standard nut, a little little tree here, just a couple of washers to keep some of those strings down that are on the top part of this. But I'm happy with it. I did kind of brace it out, as it were. I took some equally 10-inch circular bits of laminate, and put some kind of basically around the soundboard here. And also in the back, because what I found was that it was a very, very tinny sound when it was just vibrating on the pure thin metal here. So it does lower the volume a little bit, but it also does give it a kind of a nice, sweet, mellow sound. Still got a little of the tin going on when you really strum at it, which is kind of fun. I mean, that's kind of the point of a tin-made instrument. But yeah, happy with it. I'm hoping Kate is going to enjoy it as well. It was a lot of fun to make, and also, again, like I said, a real engineering challenge to get this thing stuck on, rather than taking a solid piece of already solid straight piece of wood and just cradling it. So yeah, I don't know if I do it this way another time, but it certainly it did work out, and I'm eager to see kind of what Kate thinks of the instrument. And I also have some photos of the build, so I'll show you kind of the steps that went into making this thing happen. So there you go.